Hi everyone, this is Kevin Hadley from hh2 Web Services, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to take a quick look at some of the products that we have to offer the Sage 300 construction and real estate / Timberline community. Appreciate you joining us today. Again, my name is Kevin Hadley. I'm the sales director here at hh2, and this particular session we're going to show you the hh2 Human Resources module. We understand that a lot of companies struggle at trying to figure out how to keep track of all of their employee information. Where do I do it? Do I do it in filing systems? Do I do it on the computer? Who has access to that type of information? Are there other people in the company that need access to that information? And how do I give them permissions to view that information? We also know that Timberline is not necessarily a human resource product. It's simply an accounting system with a lot of great capabilities, but HR isn't necessarily one of those. Well, hh2 is a complement to your Sage 300 system, in where you can download and keep track of several bits of information about employees, and also do some reporting. Let me tell you a little bit more about the synchronization and our seamless integration with your Sage Timberline Office system. What we do when we first get companies on board is to install what's called a synchronization tool or sync application. That sync application resides on the same server as your Timberline, so that we're always staying up to date. The very first time we pull in all of that employee information that you've got in there. If you choose not to have your Social Security number or some other data pull over, then you don't need to. You choose what you want to share with hh2. But then that information will be sent over securely on our servers, which are secured in a data center as well. And not only will it allow you to have that information anywhere you have internet connectivity, but you can also give your employees access to their information, documents and pay stubs, etc. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we move on. The other nice thing about our HR product is that it can also synchronize the data back into Timberline. So if you changed an employee's address or phone number or something, it's going to sync right back. Now, a lot of the advantages of why companies have chosen to go with hh2 Web Services is the affordability of our products and services. We wanted to, as a company, offer our solutions to companies of all sizes in the Sage 300 community. We've got lower startup front costs as well as long term. It doesn't require a real high-end internet connectivity, or router guys can access items on their iPhone, their iPads, laptops, desktops, home computers, etc. It is easy to set up and deploy. There's no software at all for your employees to install. They'll simply go to a web browser. The only thing that we install is that sync tool. There's no networking to configure, so your IT people will love us, because we're with them for about 15 minutes as we install that sync tool, and that's it. We talked about it being scalable, and it is. We'll talk a little bit about that. Mainly today, your key takeaway is to see how we can help you organize your human resource information on your employees. Normally on these demonstrations, I usually set aside about an hour. We have about 10 minutes left to cover things that I would cover in an hour. So we'll go quickly. I appreciate, again, you attending. We'll come back to this slide here in a minute. But right now, we're just going to pull up a web browser. On this web browser, we're going to our demo site. For you as a company, you would have your own unique company name or URL associated with your company there. Now, one of the things that we'll do is we're going to type in a username, and I'm going to go in as the administrator, because we know that this data is very sensitive. Okay, so I'm going to approach this as though I'm an administrator, and there's a lot over here. This is where we set up a lot of the system, different things that you want to keep track of. This is enterprise reporting, and I'll show you a little bit about those areas as well. But we're going to focus mainly today on two different areas, one on employee records and also what's called My Records, or what an employee would see from home. Down here, we're just going to go to Brandon Egan, and you'll see that we pull over the data. This information that you see here on this screen is information that has come over from my Sage 300 system. Again, as I mentioned early on, I can also make changes to this in here, and it can also go back and update that record there. So there's no duplication of entry anywhere in our system. If you put it in one place, it'll be in the other in regards to this information here. Now, other information that Sage does not keep track of are items like identifications. In the hh2 system, you are able to come in here and store IDs for employees. You can be notified when those IDs are going to expire, and you can keep track of many different I-9 information items. So this is where this is stored. Just simply upload it, and it's going to be there in the system. You can also keep track of their emergency contacts as well, and write additional notes. But some of the highlighted items of what people use hh2 human resources for are some of these up here. One's keeping track of their classifications on employees, and you can also submit ratings for them and how they do on a particular classification. The other one is keeping track of certifications, probably one of the most widely used sections in HR, because again, most construction companies out there are keeping track of certifications and trainings that employees have. You can see here that this one employee has several different certifications, and you can see when they're effective, when they are expiring, etc. This is where you would create that information, pull up your certificates that you as a company will keep track of, but probably more importantly than seeing it just on one individual employee is taking a look at it from the aspect of the entire company. I want to come in here, I want to see how many people have the crane certification and the different statuses. Or if I want to come in here and see fall protection and say, you know what, we're going to do a training, so I need to know everybody that's expired, and it will list all of the employees that have had that certification in the past who are now expired. I can print that out in PDF and Excel format as well. And again, it makes it very handy for me to come in here and see this information several different ways. Some of the other things that you can do is to do what's called RSS feeds. So you can be notified instead of getting other emails, because we all get plenty of those during the day. You can sign up for what's called an RSS feed, and you can be notified that. That can be found in Outlook and or on your web browser, and we'll kind of we would talk more about that in another demonstration. But I wanted to show you this particular section because, again, it's probably one of the most widely used portions here. The other one is evaluations. Being able to do the evaluation out in the field or in the home office. It can be done in here. You can see histories of those evaluations. You can create a brand new evaluation for this employee by coming down here, going through the skills matrix and just using this little scroll bar here saying how this employee did. You will set up your own skills matrix as a company and be able to keep track of those evaluations. Again, another critical part to our software in doing those. This next tab over is raise request. We won't go into that just due to the sake of time. The other one is benefits. Now this is another section of our HR system that can sync with your Timberline system as well if you choose to run your benefits through hh2 and update Timberline. As you can see, that just shows the different benefits this employee has. If I needed to change a particular benefit, I can click on that name there. I can come into my various rates that I have for that particular enrollment, and then I can change those as I need to. We'll leave this on here and just hit finished. We're not going to make any changes there, but I can see enrolled benefits, past benefits that this employee has, a fringe report, a deduction report, what benefits this employee may be eligible for based upon the different criteria that we have in the company, and then just simply sign them up. This is a discipline tab. So you can see some of the discipline that's been done there, education. Another critical tab would be our payroll tab. In here, we're pulling up the individual amounts here. We can see that this employee is getting paid $23. We can see based upon their classifications what they are getting paid compared to other people with the same classifications in here. You can also see past pay records, which we know that SACE 300 does not keep track of. And we can gain access to the employee's pay stub if we need to right in here. Probably one of the more critical things, and I'm going to show that here briefly, is seeing what the employee would see. You can also store documents on that employee, and you can also see accruals for that employee. So let's take a minute and let's see what we would take. Let's log in there. This doesn't have any permissions there, and for some reason my my screen. I'm going to go to a different screen here real quick, and I'm going to log in as an employee. So if you're interested in having your employees view their pay stubs from the field, your employees, or at home or wherever, employees can log into something called My Records. And in here, you can see that the employee can see some of the high-level information that they have on themselves. They can make changes to their emergency contacts. But more importantly, they can see their pay stubs. So I'm just going to click on that there. I'm going to hit go. And as those pay stubs load up in my system, I can see over here that as they load up, I can print those out in PDF format. The nice thing about this is we do have an app. It's called My Records. It's in the Apple App Store right now for the iPhone or for the iPad. So employees on the fly can gain access to that. So if they're in getting a loan, if they're buying a new car, if they need to just show somebody a copy of their pay stub, they can just simply do it wherever they may be, whether they have an internet connection on their particular mobile device or want to use our native app, they can do that there. So we pull up a copy of their pay stubs. Oftentimes we get the question, where are you getting that information? We're just pulling it from your records there in Timberline. They can see their accruals, how much vacation they have accrued, how much they've used. We just simply pull your accruals from your Timberline system. And more importantly also, they can see documents. Documents can be global in manner, such as showing employees their health enrollment forms, or doctors or dentists that they have the ability to go to. Any type of document you want to load and make available to everybody in the company, you can do that right here in the documents section. And employee documents. So if you wanted to upload their resume or their offer letter and give the employee access to that, you can do so. So there's a lot to hh2 Human Resources. I'm going to go back over here. Well, we may go back to this, sorry, we'll go back to this screen in here. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about hh2, again, feel free to contact us or go to our website, www.hh2.com. I know that was very high level, but I hope it gave you enough interest in our products and services. We have 4 different products. If you want to show somebody in the office just a little bit about what you saw today, there's a demonstration found online. It's only a couple of minutes, but again, it gives you high-level information. You can also come in here, click on that particular module, go in and look at the product sheet, see demonstrations, see some screenshots, look at the individual pricing. Again, our pricing is extremely reasonable, and you can take a look at it here. We always publish it, so you can kind of see how that might go up and down based upon the number of active employees you have in Timberline. But again, I'm out of time today, so I'm going to just take one last minute to thank you again for joining me here today on this quick, brief demonstration. We would love to talk to you in more detail if you would like. Please feel free to email me at khadley@hh2.com or send me an email or give me a call at 801-683-7202. I'd be happy to line up a one-on-one demonstration with you, talk a little bit more about the questions you might have, show you a little bit more around the system, and we'd be happy to hear from you. But thank you again. Have a wonderful day today and a good weekend ahead, and we hope to talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.